Let's take a look at the student view of Classroom. Students get to Classroom the same way that you did, by going to classroom.google.com here in the address bar. They will be taken to a page that looks like this. Down here where mine says sorry, they will have a choice. It'll say I am a teacher or I am a student. You have to make sure that they click on I am a student. They'll only need to do this the very first time that they log into Classroom. If a student accidentally or accidentally on purpose clicks on I am a teacher, please let your domain administrator know that a student has done this so that they can change your access. If you're not sure who your domain administrator is, contact someone in your tech department. I'm going to take you to a class that I am a student in so that we can take a look at what your students see. I always like to know what my students are seeing, so if they have questions I can answer them. And if you notice, once Google Classroom pops up, it's going to look almost exactly like yours. And here's the class that I am a student in. Your students will have the same thing. They're going to have this plus sign right next to their username. The plus sign will give them just a join, and that join works in the exact same way that we did at the beginning of the video. I'm going to go ahead and click on this class. If you notice that the assignment that we created earlier is right here. Some things look a little bit different in this stream. Because we took away the student's ability to comment or post, that post area that we had as a teacher has been removed. Once again, I highly suggest that you take that away. Students, well, they'll get away with what they think they can get away with. So they'll try to put anything in there. It'll save you a lot of heartache in the long run. From this point, a student can click on a thumbnail to be taken to whatever piece of content you've added. I'm going to go back to Classroom. Here's a video that was added by the teacher. Students can watch it. I'm going to go back. Then there was also in this assignment a work product, something that I wanted them to get in and edit to add their own content. To get to that, they're going to click on this open button. This is new. If you have been using Google Classroom up through December of 2014, this is something new that you might have to tell your students, hey, you have to click the open button now. Once you click the open button, you'll find, as a student, the assignment with the title and their name. That's how this assignment will be identified in your teacher account. So I'm going to go ahead and click on it. Oh, and I'm logged into quite a few other places. So I am going to sign out here and sign back in so we can actually look at it. This happens if you have quite a few different Google accounts. I have my school account, I have my personal account, I have the account that I use to make these videos and do online classes. So sometimes you might have to jog around and get into the correct account to see things. And the spreadsheet will open up. At this point, the student will do whatever they've been asked to do into this assignment, and the directions for this one are down here at the bottom. Once they've finished and they've made all of their changes, they're going to go back to Classroom and click Turn In. It will ask them if they want to add a private comment to the teacher, which they can. Sometimes students will say, hey, did you get this? Or, hey, can you just look at this and tell me what I need to fix? I've had quite a few students use that, and they use this without me having to give them any type of prompting. They kind of found that on their own. And then they click Turn In. Once they've done that, they have no more access to this. They don't have access to it until one of two things happens. One, you grade it and return it. Or they can actually grab it back. Maybe they think, oh, I forgot to do something. If they click this Unsubmit button, they can unsubmit it, and it will bring that assignment back so that they can take a look at it again, maybe fix something, add something they forgot. or maybe just take one last look at it before they do the final turn in. To turn it back in, they just click the turn in button, go through that process again. You may ask your students to create something from scratch. They can do this from this screen as well. They can click create, and they can create any one of these 4 things: a document, a presentation, a spreadsheet, or a drawing. This is great if you're having students write papers. You might want them to start with a blank page. So from here they can create a document, and a document's been created, and it's right here. And what it does is it titles it whatever your original assignment was, and it puts the student name on it. And if you click on it, it will take you to a blank Google document. And from here, students can write an essay, they can make an outline, whatever you want them to do in this document. All right, now that we've seen how students turn in work, they can go to instructions, back to the instructions. Maybe they're not sure exactly what you were asking for. They can read through just that assignment again, just like the teacher can. It also gives them the due date and the date that it was assigned. Students also have this help button, and it has exactly the same things that you had as a teacher. Students can give feedback. Maybe they have a great idea for something that should be in Google Classroom that isn't. Maybe they need to get help. They can click right here on the Get Help button and go to that Google page, that Google Facts page that has all things Google on it. I'm going to take this back to our class page and show you a couple of other things. If students click on the About button, this will take them to any information that you put in about the class. It'll show the teacher email address if they'd like to email you a question. It'll take them to a folder on their drive that has all the work they've created for this particular class. I'm going to go ahead and click on that and show you what that looks like. So any assignment that they've completed or any assignment that they've worked on, anything that's still even blank, maybe they haven't started it yet, will show up in this folder. And if you notice, I have 2 assignments. This is the one that I just created, the blank page, and this is the spreadsheet that I worked in. This is really nice for students if they get home and they forget how to get into Classroom, but they know how to get into their drive. They can go in and work on things really from anywhere. All right, back into Classroom. The last thing I want to show you is Classmates. Now in this teacher view, this said students. Classmates here shows everyone who's in the class with that student. They can also email. If email has been set up for your students, they can email back and forth. That sometimes is a problem for some schools. Maybe they're worried about cyberbullying. If this isn't set up, students won't be able to click on these. If it is set up for students, then these things are all archived and saved, so that if there is a problem, something that you might be worried about, maybe somebody's sending someone harassing or unwanted emails, everything is archived and saved. You just need to contact your domain administrator to retrieve those things. This is definitely something that you're going to want to talk to your administrator and your tech team about to make a decision on whether or not students have access to email. Students also have this Students button, just like teachers did. They can sort their classmates by first name or last name, just like we did. And right now they're sorted by last name. I'm going to sort them by first name. And once again, they pop up into the new order. Students also have this hamburger, just like the teachers did. And it will show all the classes that they have joined. Maybe all of their teachers are using Classroom, and they can navigate right from here. Students can also archive their classes, just like we did. Maybe next year, when they aren't in that class anymore, they can click the archived button. Things won't go away, but they'll just go away from the home screen.